Hi everyone, this is Ronnie and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we'll be comparing the different stabilization modes of the Sony ZV-E10. So we will compare it without stabilization, then that footage stabilized in post using Catalyst Browse, and then using the active image stabilization, the electronic stabilization within the camera, and stabilization using a gimbal, the Zion Crane M3. So let's go. Tripod test 16mm 1/200 f2.8 auto ISO. Tripod test 16mm 1/200 f2.8 auto ISO. Tripod test active image stabilization 16mm. Tripod test 16mm Zion Crane M3. Selfie tripod test 16mm 1/200 f2.8 auto ISO. Selfie tripod test 16mm 1/200 f2.8 auto ISO. Selfie tripod test 16mm 1/200 f2.8 ISO for auto ISO. Tripod test 16mm Zion Crane M3. Walking test, no stabilization. Walking test, no stabilization. Walking test, active image stabilization. Stabilization test with gimbal. Walking. Selfie walking test, no stabilization. Selfie walking test, no stabilization. Selfie walking test, active image stabilization. Selfie walking stabilization test with gimbal. Jogging test, no stabilization. No stabilization. Active image stabilization. Jogging stabilization test with gimbal. Selfie jogging test, no stabilization. Selfie jogging test, no stabilization. Selfie jogging test, active image stabilization. Selfie jogging stabilization test with gimbal. Running test, no stabilization. Running test, no stabilization. Running test, active image stabilization. With gimbal. Selfie running test, no stabilization. Selfie running test, no stabilization. Selfie running test, active image stabilization. Selfie running stabilization test with gimbal. Woo! Panning test, no stabilization. Panning test, no stabilization. Panning test, active image stabilization. Panning test with the gimbal. Alright, so I'm a little bit sweaty from all the jogging and the running from this test. What do you think about the different stabilization methods? So personally for me, if bringing a gimbal is no problem, I would use the gimbal with this camera because the lenses don't have optical image stabilization. Well, at least not the one that I have. I know the kit lens does have it. And then my second option would be the one with no stabilization in camera, then stabilized in post using catalyst browse, because I think it just looks better than active image stabilization and it crops less. However, it could take a lot of post-processing time if you go this route. And then the last one on my list would be the active image stabilization. The advantage of that one is it's the simplest. You don't have to bring anything else, you don't have to do any additional post-processing. It just works, it's simple. So maybe for minimalist shoots, you could go down this route. Just carry your camera and your lens and start filming. One tip though, you could get an ultra-wide angle lens to use with active image stabilization so it's not too cropped into your face. So for this video, I used 16mm because most of you would probably have the kit lens, and that's the widest focal length that you could get with the kit lens. So what do you think about this video and these comparisons? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you like this video, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and click on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I have a new video. So that's it. I'm gonna get a change of clothes or something, and thank you for watching. Bye.